really big outsider horses. You know, so they really don't have much of a chance to win, if you think about it. But they still represent real value to bet. Now, how do you approach that as a trading strategy? You know, you've got great value to back a horse, but instead of being like 50 to 1, it's 250 to 1. It's still only got a 1 in 50 chance of winning the race, if you know what I mean. So you've got a real problem, and the idea is to try and find the real value in horses that actually are recognized as real money contenders. And that way you get a bigger hit rate and you still get value in the trade. There's been 2 horses that I've identified so far this morning through my own work. And these are the 2 horses here. You'll be able to see how we work out the basically a scoring system in terms of inside money and inside information. And you'll see that this is how we calculate it. Now, the columns you're interested in is the number columns, the far left column and the 2 rights. So you can see that the bigger the number, the better. Okay, so the number, first of all, has to be above 1.0 in the last column for us to be interested in it. So the last column has to be above 1.0. Secondly, it has to have a chance of winning the race. So in other words, for it to have a chance of winning the race, I'm looking for it to appear in the top 3 horses. So in other words, I'm looking for it to appear in the top 3 horses. So obviously in these types of situations, the only horse that really makes the cut here, Flat White at 85, 24 and 3.7. And you can see that range of Bambi, 49, 14 and 1.3. So these are my 2 big money selections with a very, very high probability of winning the race. And even though the price might be short, they still represent real money value, because I'm not interested. It doesn't matter whether it's a 10 to 1 shot or even money shot. It still represents value. It still represents an edge for me. Well, you can see what happened. Flat White went and won at 8 to 11 favourite. So it's not much of a return, but it's still nearly 80% return on your money, right? 80% return on your money on that horse is still pretty good. And then we had Range of Bambi, which actually won at just over even money for 110% return. So they're both short, very short favourites in terms of odds. But there's a lot of short favourites that don't win races. These were the only 2 horses we had for the whole day today that actually fitted the criteria that we use to back and lay horses. So when we're looking at these criterias, this was some of the horses that we were interested in. There are other ones. I mean, obviously we've got a couple tonight that we're going to be taking a look at, but we don't know what the odds are going to be until the horse is getting ready to go. So they may well move out. So a horse that we are looking at is at Catterick at 17.05. It's called Good Luck Fox. But we're waiting to see how the price moves before we actually decide to go for it. There is another horse in the race which is quite close to it, Tang Song, which we would obviously be watching as well. So there's a lot of things that we do watch in terms of the syndicate. There's a lot of horses that have some sort of quality about them, some sort of edge that we are paying attention to, but we still need to see the prices as it gets closer. But you can see we've doubled our money once, then we've doubled our money twice again on those 2 races. It doesn't get much better than that, really, as a horse better. You know, it's about just trading value, just like we do in the markets. Trading value, trading the odds, and taking advantage of those elements. Relatively straightforward, sure. It's just like everything else, guys. It's just relatively straightforward. So Max was spot on. The buy reversal for Max did come in eventually. We got 88 lows, traded a high price of 23, so an enormous profit if you decided to buy in when I shouted that Max was getting long into that move. So if you decided to play, then congratulations. Well done, guys. Well done indeed. Nice trade. Oil traded a low print. Yes, a very low print. Bonds traded a very low print eventually. 143.5, guys, on that discount. Remember that discount we were talking about? 143.5 from a top edge of nearly 146.5. That is a big bond trade today, guys.